if somebody wants to get into the makeup effects thing, I think they might want to reconsider. I mean, because it's definitely a certain amount of the work is going away. It's going to CG stuff, you know. And I think rightly so in many cases. I don't think it's the end-all answer to everything. I don't think makeup like the Cicely Tyson thing or, you know, the Eddie Murphy kind of stuff is going to go away. I don't think it'll be done with a computer better. There's a magic that happens when you have an actor like Eddie Murphy in a really good makeup. And it's such a cool thing to experience that and to see that. And I think you feel that as well when you see the movie, you know. But, you know, the rubber monster business is definitely going away, you know. And if that's what you want to get into, I think you should just look into computers instead, you know. But I mean, the best thing as far as there weren't schools when I started, you know. I learned through trial and error out of necessity. But I found it to be a really good way to learn. I know why I make a mold a certain way. When you're taught, I find that people who are taught a way to do it don't think, they just do what they were taught, you know. They don't know why they're making the mold the way they are. They don't know why they're making it out of this material. But that's what the only reason they know is because that's what the person told them to do. The best thing to do is just to do a lot of it and do it and play with it and have fun with it and try to just figure out why something works and why it doesn't work, you know, not just because somebody's told you to do that, you know. I try to, you know, I've had problems with my union, which I wasn't in for a really long time. When I was told I was never going to get in because I was this rebel guy that did different things and didn't go through the right process and stuff. And I've been called by my union the worst thing to ever happen to the art of makeup. You know, not so much now. They finally have to accept me. I've got 6 Oscars. You know, but I don't do just the normal kind of makeup thing. You know, they say, oh, he does all, you know, like American Werewolf. A lot of it wasn't. It pissed off people that I got the award, the first ever makeup award for American Werewolf, because a lot of it wasn't makeup. You know, there was a lot of cool makeups in it, but there was also that transformation, which, and according to what their definition is, isn't makeup. I personally see all that stuff as the natural evolution of what I'm doing. It's part of that scene of this man who's wearing the makeup becomes this other thing. I don't want to hand that other thing off to somebody else to screw it up, you know. When I did Harry and the Hendersons, I did this animatronic face, you know. They pissed them off that I did this animatronic thing. It wasn't makeup the way, it wasn't a piece that was glued onto the person's face, you know. They tried to disqualify me for that, you know. I pride myself in trying to use the right technique for the right job, you know. The script tells me what I need to do, you know, or at least sets me off in a direction. This should be, you know, an appliance makeup, a major appliance makeup on this guy with rubber all over him. This one, it should be the minimal thing, like Ed Wood when Martin Landau would play Bela Lugosi. That's one of the few jobs I've ever really went out to try to find. I usually let people come to me. When I heard they were doing that, I said, I have to do this, you know, because I'm actually an Ed Wood fan, you know. I like those bad movies, you know, and I'm a Bela Lugosi fan, and a Martin Landau fan for that matter, you know. And Martin, I didn't think had the best face, but I really felt I could make him resemble Lugosi with a minimal amount of stuff and make it much more real, and I thought that was really important to that story, you know. So sometimes I'll put a nose, I mean, he had a nose and a chin and some ears, you know, and an upper lip piece. Not very, very big, heavy appliances. You know, there's other times I completely cover people with as much rubber as I can, you know. Sometimes it's a puppet, sometimes it's, you know, complete animatronic thing. I mean, I try to, and I think the reason I do that is a lot of it's because I wasn't taught one single way to do it. I try to keep an open mind and think about what the solution for these problems are, and I kind of pride myself in thinking that I made these right decisions, you know. But people don't always agree with them, you know.